Alright, so we're going to be back in our 6th grade ELA workbook, and we're going to be working on Lesson 2 now. Lesson 2 starts on page 18, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the read aloud and read our first poem on page 21. So go ahead and go to page 21, and then you're going to follow along with me, okay? You're not just going to listen, you're going to follow along. Okay. Rain in Summer by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. How beautiful is the rain, after the dust and heat, in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane, how beautiful is the rain. How it clatters along the roofs, like the tramp of hoofs. How it gushes and struggles out, from the throat of the overflowing spout. Across the window pane it pours and pours, and swift and wide, with a muddy tide. Like a river down the gutter roars, the rain, the welcome rain. The sick man from his chamber looks at the twisted brooks. He can feel the cool breath of each little pool. His fevered brain grows calm again, and he breathes a blessing on the rain. From the neighboring school come the boys, with more than their wonted noise. In commotion, and down the wet streets, sail their mimic fleets, till the treacherous pool engulfs them in its whirling and turbulent ocean. Okay. In the country on every side, where, far and wide, like a leopard's tawny and spouted hide, stretches the plain. Try the dry grass and the drier gain. How welcome is the rain. Alright, so I'm going to just go right on to the questions. Question number 1. Read the following lines from the poem and answer the question below. How it gushes and struggles out from the throat of the overflowing spout. What kind of figurative language is used in these lines? Explain the figurative language and what it helps you visualize. So think about it. Like, what does it make you see in your brain? Okay. Question number 2. Which of the following statements describe the poem's structure, rhyme scheme, or sound devices? A. Oh, you have to select 2 answers. A. All the stanzas have the same rhyme scheme. B. The stanzas have different numbers of lines. C. Each line has the same meter. D. Each line uses alliteration. E. All the stanzas use sound devices. Or F. All the stanzas repeat the same line. Question number 3. This question has 2 parts. Part A. What is the tone of this poem? Joyous, somber, angry, or reflective? B. Part B. Which line from the poem helps create the tone identified in Part A? How beautiful is the rain? It pours and pours, and down the wet streets, or like a leopard's tawny and spotted hide. Question number 4. Reread the last stanza. Write the simile from the stanza and explain what it is being compared. So you can always just go back in the video and find where I read the last stanza. Okay, moving on to our next read aloud. The second part of lesson number 2 is on page 24. Okay? The Planting of the Apple Tree by William Cullen Bryant. Come, let us plant the apple tree. Cleave the tough greensward with the spade. Wide let its hollow bed be made. There gently lay the roots in there. Sift the dark mound with kindly care, and press it o'er them tenderly, as round the sleeping infant's feet. We softly fold the cradle sheet, so plant we the apple tree. What plant we in this apple tree? Buds, which the breath of summer days shall lengthen into leafy sprays. Boughs where the thrush in crimson breast shall hunt and sing and hide her nest. We plant upon the sunny lea A shadow for the noontide hour, a shelter from the summer shower, when we plant the apple tree. What plant we in this apple tree? Sweets for 100 flowery springs, to load the May wind's restless wings, when from the orchard row he pours its fragrance through our open doors. A world of blossoms for the bee, flowers for the sick girl's silent room, for the glad infant springs of bloom, we plant with the apple tree. What plant we in this apple tree? Fruits that shall swell in sunny June, and redden in the August noon, and drop when gentle airs come by, that fan the blue September sky. While children come with cries of glee, and seek them where the fragrant grass betrays their bed to those who pass, at the foot of the apple tree. And when above this apple tree the winter stars are quivering bright, and winds go howling through the night, girls whose young eyes o'erflow with mirth shall peel its fruit by cottage hearth, and guests in prouder homes shall see, heaped with the grape of Cintra's vine, and golden orange of the lime, the fruit of the apple tree. The fruitage of this apple tree, winds in our flag of stripe and star, shall bear to coasts that lie afar, where men shall wonder at the view, and ask in what fair groves they grew, and sojourners beyond the sea shall think of childhood's careless day, and long, long hours of summer play, in the shade of the apple tree. Each year shall give this apple tree a broader flush of rosy bloom, a deeper maze of verdurous gloom, and loosen when the frost clouds lower the crisp brown leaves in thicker shower. The years shall come and pass, but we shall hear no longer where we lie the summer songs, the autumn sigh, in the boughs of the apple tree. And time shall waste this apple tree, when its aged branches throw then shadows on the ground below. Shall fraud and force and iron will oppress the weak and helpless still? What shall the tasks of mercy be amid the toils, the strifes, the tears of those who live when length of years is wasting this little apple tree? Who planted this old apple tree? The children of that distant day. Thus to some aged man shall say, and gazing on its mossy stem, the gray-haired man shall answer them. A poet of the land was he, born in the rude but good old times. 'Tis said he made some quaint old rhymes on planting the apple tree. Alright, so that's the second poem. I'm going to go ahead with the questions now, okay? Question number 1. It has 2 parts. Part A. Who is the speaker of this poem? Is it A, a poet, B, a young child, C, an outside narrator, or D, a child of the future? Part B. Underline 2 lines from the poem that support your answer. Question 2. Read the lines from the poem, then read the directions and answer the question that follows. There gently lay the roots in there, sift the dark mold with kindly care, and press it o'er them tenderly, as round the sleeping infant's feet. We softly fold the cradle sheet, so plant we the apple tree. Using details from the poem, write a word that has the same denotation as tenderly. Then describe the connotation of the word tenderly. Why did the poet choose tenderly rather than another word with a similar definition? Question number 3. Read the lines below from the poem. Select 2 lines that contain alliteration. A. As round the sleeping infant's feet. B. So plant we the apple tree. C. A shadow of the noontide hour. D. A shelter from the summer shower. E. betrays their bed to those who pass. Or F, shall peel its fruit by cottage hearth. Alrighty, moving on. Question number 4. This question has 2 parts. Part A, in which stanza does the tone of the poem change? A, stanza 4, B, stanza 5, C, stanza 7, or D, stanza 9. Remember, you can go back in the video and see. Part B, which sentence supports your answer in Part A? A, the number of lines in the stanza changes at that point. B, the rhyme scheme changes at that point. C, the speaker begins to use words that convey sadness. Or D, the speaker begins to talk of planting the tree. Question number 5. In the poem, the apple tree may symbolize hope for the future. What does the speaker fear will continue to happen in the future? Support your answer with lines from the poem. Last question, question number 6. Almost done. Question 6. The poem, The Planting of the Apple Tree, begins with the planting of the apple tree and ends with children in the future wondering who planted it. Write 1 to 2 paragraphs that analyze how each stanza in this poem builds on the previous one, fits into the overall structure, and contributes to the development of the theme. Okay, that's it. Try your best. Work hard. See you soon.